Hello guys, and welcome to episode 6 of our beginner's guide to Factorio. In this episode we're going to be talking about logistics and we're going to cover how to use blueprints. Now I know it's very early on in the game, but I want to be able to give you guys some sort of way of using blueprints, which are going to be available. I'm going to put them down below. I'm going to show you how you can use them. How you can import my blueprints that I give to you, and basically get yourself up and going with starting your base off. So as we left off in the last episode, we had our science set up and working from our mines, and we were creating our red science in this kind of a fashion here, which is an automated fashion. What I want to do is I want to be able to show you, first of all, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to show you. Now this section of the window down here, I want to show you how this works. So what you actually have is you have, first off, a button here called import string. And if you copy this and down below, I'm going to put this code for you. It will give you basically a book, and what I want you to do is come and put it down in your little list down below. Now I will be updating this every time I come into a game and I do something that I think is going to be useful for you. I'm going to put it into my little starter book. Now what this is, if you right click on it, you can see there are blueprints that are set out for you, which you can use. So there's one that's belts and cogs, there's one that's a start red science, there's one that's a furnace miner, and if you literally right click on them, it will show you what it makes. There'll be a little description in it that tells you how it makes things. It will tell you the items you need to get it started. So for example, this one here makes belts and cogs, and it will literally say underneath it what it does. So it says this one will... I do apologise, that is the science, that's the logistics science from last game. So it says on this one makes some belts and cogs for you. Feed the center chest with iron plates. So I will tell you what boxes need to be fed. So in this case, I'm going to come out, and if I click on this book, I can just drop it down. Now, if you haven't got this one straight away, if you hold shift and use your scroll wheel, it will go through them. So if I just drop it down like that, it will give you these outlines. And what these outlines are places that you literally just drop the items you need in order to make it. So if I just pop power line there, go and make some assemblers. And that's going to go into there. I'll put that one the wrong around. You zoom in, it might show you up a little bit better how these work. If you hover over each item, it will kind of give you the direction it needs to go. So if I pop that there, that one there, all I need to go and do is extend this. Now these are for you getting started, so this isn't automated as such. What this is the case of you go over to your steel chest, you'll take some steel, you'll get some copper at your copper chest, and you'll take some copper. You come over to the center chest, you put in some steel and you put in some copper. What this will now do is it'll start creating you belts and start creating you cogs. And you can leave that going as long as you fill this chest up. The reason this is good is because you're going to need a lot of belts in the start of your game. Well, throughout the entire game, you're going to need a lot of belts. And at the very beginning, you won't have logistics. Until you've researched it, you don't have logistics. So I've just made a few simple, basically blueprints that you can use, and all you do is you click on the book once it's down here, hold shift and scroll through until you find the one that you want, and just make them. So if I just pop that one there, that's going to go there. Gonna need that. Pop that there. Pop that there. Out, in, out. So, I need to put the chest down. And this one's asking for iron plates in it. So you put iron plates in there and you pop them down. Now these are just, you don't have to use these. You can go about watching the rest of the tutorials and things, and hopefully they help out. But I wanted to be able to give you some blueprints to basically get going. What have I done wrong here? I've done something wrong here. Ah, I need to put copper in this as well. There we go. What this will do, this will create red science and just constantly feed this, rather than using a process where we are over the stone. Because we're going to have to take this away anyway, because it's covering our stone, and we're going to want to use our stone in a second. So I just want to show you how this works. Let's just get rid of some of these power lines as well. Not that one. I didn't want to get rid of that one. If you have stuff on the floor, by the way, you can just hold F while you're next to it and it will take it. There we go. The other one that I've made, so this one will now be doing science basically into your science lab. So as long as you keep that full, you'll at least have one science lab going. And then the other one that I've made here is a furnace making system. And this is going to be, I need some steel myself, for making obviously furnaces. Drop that there, because you're going to need a lot of them. Coming up in our next couple of tutorials, we're going to show you how to expand and use logistics on making iron and copper. So if you were to make that there, what that'll do is, to make a furnace, it takes 5 stone. The 5 stone obviously we mined straight away from this miner, and then it will go into the assembler here, and it will output a stone furnace. Now, I also haven't covered this yet, but this button here, if you click this button, you can hover over so many squares in the chests. And what that means is the squares that are in red will not get filled. So if I, for example, went up to there, what that means is this machine here will only fill this chest up until this is full. So it'll only hold 50 of them. It won't hold any more, which can come in very useful when you're starting out and you're limited on resources. For now, I'm just going to leave it off because we have this is just dedicated to making furnaces. But what I can do is, if I ever need belts, I just come up here, take some belts. If I see this is empty of either copper or iron, I'll just put some more copper or iron in it. If I see this one's empty of copper or iron, I'll just put some more copper or iron in that. Obviously this has stopped working because what this has done is filled this up to 2. Now labs only ever fill up to 2 when being automated. So unless that's actually researching something, it'll only fill up to 2. But guys, we are going to look at the logistics points now, which from our last science that we research that we did, we opened up a few things, which were these underground belts and these splitters. And now these are very useful items. Very useful, because what they'll be able to do is, if I just take some steel here, just take that there. If you hold control and you click on a chest, it will take everything that's within it. If you go into the items and you click shift and you click on a certain stack, it will just take that stack. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to make a couple of these and a couple of these to show you what they do. For every one of these that you make, it makes 2. So always remember, when you make one of these, it makes 2. Same as it did with the electricity poles. If you hover over it, it says 2 underground belts. You click it once and you get 2. Because I clicked it twice, I've got 4. And I'll show you the reason why it does that. So I'm going to put that on my bar at the bottom. I'm going to put my splitter on my bar at the bottom. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop this line here. I'm going to stop this line, just like that. And I'm going to take it up here completely separate for now. So what the underground belts allow you to do is, as long as you are coming the same direction, so you have to start in the direction you want to go. If you click at the start of a belt and then you follow it along in a straight line, it's limited to, it can only skip 4 lines, as you can see there. So it goes in 1, 2, 3, 4. It can only skip 4 and then it won't do any more. So if you drop it back there, what that will do is it will go underground. And you're probably thinking, why is that a thing? Like, why do you need that? The great thing about this is, and we will get into how you can create these, is you can put belts over the top of other items. So items can pass around each other, like through, under each other. So that when you come to doing logistics and moving items around, it becomes very useful. So here's a good example of where I'd use it. So say I come to a power pole and my line is going along this, and I've had to put a power pole down. I would take an underground belt and I would literally feed it under. So it will go under the power pole. So the line can stay going the way it is, but it's gone under the power pole. The other item that we made was a splitter. And it quite literally does what it says. So if I just put it at the end, it doesn't matter which side I put this on. I can put it on that side, or I can put it on this side. It will split the items evenly on that belt. So I end up having 2 belts. So if you think, how can this be useful? If I come down to my coal, so all my coal at the moment is going out on 2 different belts here. But if I had taken all my coal here, just going to bring that down there for a second. And I mine both of them out onto the same lines like that. So again, this, as we showed before, it will join onto the side that it's colliding with. So that's going to come up like this. So if I get my other splitter and I point it in the direction, you can look at it. If you zoom in, you can see the direction the belts are going in. And I click on there. It will now split that coal into 2 different paths. So then I can take that up like so. So it is evenly splitting the coal that's coming out of both of these machines without having to take an entire separate path. Which can come in, if I make another one of these, can come in useful for every aspect that we're going to use when making items later on. So because I've split it here, there's nothing telling me I can't split it here as well, and then send that off to make something else. So guys, that is it for showing you how the basics of logistics works. Also, it shows you the simple items that you can get making here, which will help you with your base building. I do plan on doing more of these blueprints. These are very, very basic and very quickly into the game. You probably won't use them. They're just to get your base set up. Just a point, we make cogs because there is a lot of items that need cogs in the game. For example, like your belts need cogs, undergrounds need belts, your splitters need belts, your inserters all need cogs, inserters need cogs, your assemblers need cogs. Everything needs cogs in this game, so that's why we're making some cogs to start out with. But guys, for this video, that will be it, showing you the basics. If there's any questions you are dying to know, please let me know. I am going to make some more videos showing you how to set up like a better furnace system, and also what sort of researches to be getting on with next in the game. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel loads. Give it a thumbs up, drop me some comments, and guys, I will catch you next time. Thank you so much.